Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Bill. How are you this morning?
I am awake, which is what I was not yesterday morning. Good Lord.
Yeah. I want to know, first and foremost, are you sponsored? Because, man, that thing worked well.
What
Don't
thing?
tell everybody what you were experimenting with.
So, my daughter a few months ago decided that one of the YouTubers that she follows is into sleep, and so Alice got a sleep mask, and it really helped her sleep. And I was like, I've always heard about these. I never used one, right? And guys like Tim Ferriss are always talking about them, all the traveling nomads and everything. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll get one. And yeah, it's been awesome. Here's the downside of that. When you normally get up in the dark, right, and start your day in the dark, it can kind of feel like you're supposed to be asleep when you're not, because that's what happened yesterday. My alarm went off. I apparently got up and turned it off. I have no recollection of this at all.
Yep.
And then 8:55, I snap awake, right? Because I'm laying there in the bed, can't see anything because the eye mask is on. But like the eye mask is like one of those ones that's kind of caved out so you can open your eyes, right? So like I'm not really paying a whole lot of attention. And I'm like, oh, the alarm's gonna go off any minute. And I was like, it hasn't gone off yet. What is going on? And I kind of like lift this one little corner, and it's freaking daylight outside. And I'm like, oh my God, don't have my glasses on, can't see the clock. I don't know what is going on. I just know that this is not the right time. Down out of bed. And it's 8:55, and I'm like, oh Lord! So I splash some water on my face, and I have a call at 9, right? So normally, my mornings are pretty blocked off for like deep work. Good morning, Michelle. It is great to see you.
Hey, Michelle, that was my co-host yesterday.
I know. I know. Awesome. I'm sure it was, right? If I could pick somebody like to be the next Bill, it would be her. Right. So I get up right at 9. Boom, the phone rings. It's the client, so we have our call, and I still have like sleepy voice, right? He's like, "Did you just wake up?" And I said, "Yeah." First question, you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I think I'm okay. So then I'm on this call trying to do my thing, trying to be not just so pissed off about the fact that I've overslept, and then all of a sudden Bill calls, right? Bill gives me a call, but I'm on this other call. I can't answer, so I just decline. So then, like not very much longer, and the girls are still asleep. The doorbell rings, and I'm like, okay, like this is weird. I'm just thinking it's a package. So I go up and I'm kind of like looking out the portal of the door, and I just see a little bit of a gleam off of a forehead, and I'm like, did Jake really drive down here? Just like check on me? Like, man, this is crazy. It was not Jake, it was Levi, who was coming to check on me to make sure that I was okay, because Sunday was Melissa's birthday. So I apologize for getting everybody all riled up and having to send out a search party.
It's just here's one of the problems. I've discovered this myself too, is when you become really consistent and reliable, and people are like, "Oh, that dude just gets it." When you miss a day, people are like, "Is he dead? Or is he kidnapped? Or surely something has happened." So, it's part of the downside of being John Hill.
Man, I was very pissed off all day yesterday. I was very mad about,
which is also very John Hill.
Yeah, remarkably unstoic about like the day yesterday, because I didn't get up. I didn't get to like go on my walk and do my journaling and like listening to all my stuff and everything else like this. So I was just I felt out of time almost, right? It was very, very bizarre. Yep. And I never really kind of got into a groove. So like I did some work yesterday, but at about 2:00, I just realized that my mindset was just kind of garbage. And I was like, it's a light week anyway. Let's like try to fix the mindset for today by just being like, okay, let's just move on. And so I did some gaming, and it was helpful. But it was interesting because the girls slept until about 10, and then Alice woke up. She was in a bit of a grumpy mood, and I said, "Why are you grumpy?" And she's like, "Well, I don't know." And I was like, "Okay, well." In the middle of the day, I did some journaling, and I said, maybe you should meditate or journal or something. And she was like, "Yeah, I don't really know that really helps me, because it's the first day of vacation, right? And so when you're a kid and you're used to like school and school and school and school, and also you're at home, right? And now there's no school. Like I can see that being a little bit like feeling tractionless." Yeah. And so I was like, okay. And when I meditate now, I sit in the closet because we've got this kind of nice walk-in closet, and I can close the door and it's dark and it's out of the way. I don't have to worry about a lot of stuff that I would if I was meditating, just kind of like out here in the common areas. Mm-hmm. And she's like, should I start meditating in the closet like you do? And I was like, you don't have to, right? You have your sleep mask, so if that's okay for you, then that's good. And I said, I just have the habit around going to go sit. And she's like, "Well, what do you mean?" And I was like, "My goal is just to go in there and sit on the pads on the floor. Like that's the only goal. But what normally happens is whenever I get there and I do all of that stuff, I then just want to like try to meditate for a little bit, right? So I've already won, so I can get up and leave." And I was like, "Darling, there's sometimes I sit in there for like 10 or 15 minutes just trying to be like, do I want to get up or do I want to stay? Do I want to get up or do I want to stay? Right. And I'll play on my phone for a little bit. And then I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. I'm sitting in the closet with the lights off.
Yes.
I might as well do this thing that I came in here to do." And her jaw just kind of drops for a second. And I said, "What?" And she was like, "So it's just about the sitting?" And I was like, "Well, I know that if I go sit, I'm going to want to do the rest. So that's my only goal." And she's just astounded by this whole idea. And then she goes off and she meditates and then comes back later and felt better. And I was like, okay, well, that's a huge win. And if she can do that, why am I not doing that? So, yeah, interesting day yesterday. Not anywhere close to the day I thought it was going to be. Yeah.
Well, that's why they play the game, as they say. That's why you get up and you pivot, right? That's the word for 2020.
Absolutely. I did not pivot yesterday very well. I was sulky and irritated and bummed out, and then I was talking with my friend Mike, and he made the same comment that you did. He goes, isn't it a little bit validating you can miss one day and everybody's concerned?
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, but pressure on the other side of that, when I start to think about that of like, man, now I can't miss a day without, you know what I'm saying? It's weird.
I mean, it all depends how you look at it. It all depends on what you focus on.
That's true.
Because I think it's like one of those things. Would I rather be known as someone who might show up and no one comes after me and it's 3 p.m, or rather be known as someone who always shows up and who's calling someone to go knock on the door at 9 a.m. And I think I'd rather be the latter.
I mean, yeah. Good morning, Gabe. It's good to see you, sir.
What's up, man?
We did this episode a couple of weeks ago on Sales Sword Out, and we're talking about trust. And it was Al had found this article that essentially asked one question, right? Can people count on you, right? And like that's a big component of being like trustworthy, right? Can they count on you to do these things? And so from that point of view, it's nice, right? That I miss one day and there's a man at my door knocking on the door, they're like, "Hey, are you okay?" kind of thing. So yeah. It's just interesting, right? And it part of me wanted to be really, really mad about how like off my focus I was just because I didn't get to do the things that I normally start my day with, right? That I didn't get to do these things, so therefore, like I was not going to be as productive as I wanted to be, and then that kind of like made me mad because that's the whole point of the morning routine,
right?
So.
Yeah, so like I've been thinking about that actually quite a bit. So we have these routines that are really, really dialed in and fantastic for our own circumstances and kind of the things that we do each day. But like, I forget what I was reading. I was reading something else that triggered this thought was, would I rather be really good at that, which is a really good thing, or really good at the days like yesterday? Right? Because it's like, would I rather, I always had like both. That's the ideal answer. But like, it's to me like knowing, military and different things like that. They're prepared, they're trained so that when days like that happen, everything doesn't fall apart, right? Like that's a large part of the training is in anything. I mean, you can go back to poker and taekwondo and all the, kung fu, and it's for those days that you do the training, not the easy days.
What I think is crazy is that I think if I went in and talked about the stuff I got done from, mm-hmm. 9 until 1:45, whenever I was just like, I can't do it. Like I'm posting all over social. I wrote, I don't know, 1,500 words. I followed up on some prospects and some projects and everything. So, I did everything that I needed to do. Right. Like there were no open loops that I have control over whenever I was like, okay, fine. But it was just kind of this like grudging attitude about it. I mean, I was still productive yesterday. It wasn't like I was just like pacing around the room, just like kicking stuff and everything else. But my view of it though was that it was a terrible day. But that's only by comparison, right? Because by comparison, I get more stuff done. So doing less, even on a week when I kind of set an expectation that I was going to do less. Mm-hmm. Was interesting.
Well, they say comparison's a killer. Like, and they normally mean that around you versus other people. Like, I don't compare myself to John's schedule, because I would fail every day and I would feel horrible about myself. And so, but like, I think there's that with yourself too, right? Like you're supposed to compare yourself against your own metrics to get better. But at what point does it become, I don't know. That's just weird. Cause like you can't be perfect every day. So how much do you beat yourself up for it?
I mean, if yesterday is any indication, quite a lot.
A whole heck of a lot.
Well, because like I'm already thinking about how I'm going to like write about this, right? And so part of me wants to start off with like, I overslept yesterday. Wait a minute, that doesn't really get the impact of me oversleeping yesterday. I overslept for the first time, and because like I think I missed one other bill.
That's what I was trying to figure out too. I think I've missed one and you've missed one.
Yeah. I think we both have missed one each, and then everything else has either been scheduled or a weekend.
Right.
So it's
that's a horrible score, John. 98%. Come on. What are you doing with your life?
I know. We've been doing this since like March.
It's too bad we don't deal with perfectionism. Man.
I don't know. I'm so glad that I'm so stoic. Like this, I just woke up and I was like, the sleep was what it was. This day will be what it will be.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes. And then, no. Instead, you woke up and the Incredible Hulk came out. Who's
always angry.
Right. The token, stoic.
Yes, it was remarkably unstoic, as we've already discussed. And so then Levi comes over to like check on me to make sure that I'm okay. Who is right here? Good morning, Levi.
Good morning, Levi.
And I guess he felt compelled to take like a proof of life photo just to make sure that like everybody knew that I was okay. And so like that's it right there. That's it. Like that was just I mean, nothing else I can really do about it. So look at that sweet tattoo.
Yeah, look at that. That dude's tattoo's rocking.
Yeah. He must be overcompensating.
Yeah. I mean, what?
I know, Gabe. I know. Believe me, Gabe. I am unhappy with my performance this week. So yeah, and it's Tuesday. And it's like a freaking light week. So like I don't even really feel like I can like make it up an effort over like Thursday, because like we don't even get a Thursday this week, guys. Like I don't know if you know that or not. Thursday is not on the calendar.
The Jedi Council would not be considering your application right now because you let it go. You just gotta let it go.
Yeah.
Let those feelings go.
Yeah.
They serve you no longer.
Man, yeah.
Well,
still mad about it.
What is today? I want to know what today looks like now that all this has happened, and you're still clearly a little worked on it. What's today?
Hold on one second. So let's look at today. I have Let me get to my calendar. I open this other screen, so that's messing with me for a second. I have a coaching call with Levi, and we'll talk about that in a second, Levi. I have that. And then I've got my deep work session, 11 o'clock with the mastermind group. We got our cold email launched on Friday. Thank you, Jeremy, for making that happen, because I didn't think it was going to happen on Friday. And so that was nice. 2 p.m. sales practice lab. I don't know if anybody's going to be there other than me, but I will be there putting in reps, practicing. I have a walk and talk with a local guy who runs a float tank studio and is a jiu-jitsu guy. He wants to start a podcast. So we're going to sit and we're going to walk actually and brainstorm ideas about it.
Cool.
And then I have a prospecting call with a guy named Corey who has some closers, but we've not had a conversation of it, but my view of it is that this guy is just such a D personality type, not a dick, D personality type, that he's doing the same things that most Ds do whenever they're like in a management position. Why don't you guys get this? Well, maybe because there's some gaps in the knowledge transfer or the expectations aren't clear. So we're going to talk about that. He landed a deal with PayPal to send them qualified people. And like, that's going to be a pretty big thing for him next year.
Could be.
Yeah. Guy also owns a pig as his pet. So I'm excited to talk to him. We have a lot of stuff to talk about.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall on that one. That sounds interesting.
Yeah. It's gonna be really interesting. And he's got like 3 different agencies and different niches, right? So he's struggling on the solar one, and he's not really sure why. So we're gonna get in there and talk about that.
Okay.
I have 2 big proposals out that Jake knows about, but I've not really talked about here. I'm not really ready to talk about them here yet, but let's just say that I'm putting myself out there in a way that most of these other fake people are not willing to do so. Oh my God, Mama Jordan, how are you? I'm so excited.
I couldn't stand it. I had to do a live podcast bump. So Jake comes from high achiever, high energy gene pool. So
could not. That's right.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. How are you?
I'm great. I'm headed off to my sales world, but I couldn't pass the chance up to come in and jump in.
I love it. You go get it. You go close some deals.
I go get it. Bye.
Bye. That made my day. Like, I'm not even mad about yesterday anymore. That was awesome.
Well, that's good. That's what she does. She's high energy.
That was awesome. Man, can we talk about how big that cup is, dude? Like you're out at the family ranch. You're not working very much. That cup is as big as your head. Holy crap. I'm jealous.
I had an answer ready. Like when you were going to talk to me and ask me about my day, I was going to say, I got to drink a couple of these at least, and that's going to take half the morning.
Man, I'm so glad your mom popped on. That was awesome. That was really cool. And like, look, everybody else is going nuts.
I know. All the comments.
I love it. She is the cutest. Absolutely. Levi, what does it say about one's tattoo that is the main draw of that photo in spite of that hair? You know, the Slack channel that Levi posted this in yesterday. The tumbleweed on top of my head is also discussion worthy, I guess. You know, if only I'd had it pulled back into like a man bun, so that way Michelle could have seen a photo of that. I'm sure she would have been quite excited.
Dinner holidays would have been complete. Well, I mean, we're just here to make dreams come true. So, I mean,
that's true.
Maybe tomorrow.
That's true. Michelle, here's your Christmas present, and it's just me in like a dumb ponytail.
Right. You got like a little kitchen knife, kind of turned sideways like this.
I was talking with Melissa yesterday, and I was like, you know, it's kind of unfortunate that this is all happening this year, and I'm turning 40 this year, because I'm sure that to everybody else, it's just like, oh, John's having a midlife crisis, right? And then like next year when it's a huge year, and I get like a cool car to drive around and stuff like this for a project car, everyone's gonna be like, there goes old ponytail, you know.
Yeah, see, Michelle's on board.
Absolutely. There's still time, John Hill. Michelle, Maybe. We'll see.
It's going to get there. I mean, if you can't do
I
it
can
now,
already put it in a ponytail.
Okay.
Yeah, I can put it in a ponytail. I did it for Michelle's daughter the other day on a video call that she was having with my daughter Alice. So
okay.
It has happened.
Right.
Life would complete if we have
John Hillman bun. Yep. That's why you want to top 2020 with something substantial, like a man bun.
I mean, now I feel like there's this pressure that I'm just supposed to do it now or something. I don't know.
No pressure from me. Obviously, I've got nothing to talk about as far as that goes. So maybe I can put like little rubber bands in here and do kind of like the Jamaican style goatee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
So, man, there's a lot to catch up on. So this weekend was a 500 pet mega adoption event, and they were giving the animals away for free. So we go on Saturday at about 4:30, and the woman at the gate is like, "Hey, they only had pit bulls left. Not sure how you feel about pit bulls. There's gonna be more animals tomorrow." So we're like, "Hey, look, we don't believe in the pit bull stigma. We don't believe in the Rottweiler stigma. We don't believe, right? It's how you train the animal that's more important than anything else." So, but if they're going to have more animals tomorrow, we'll come back tomorrow. So we went back the next day at about 2:30, and there was 2 dogs left, right? And we had said like, okay, cool, like we're looking for this kind of like, here's some parameters, right? Just that way we don't get like overly emotional and just who's a good boy, and then we come home with like the first dog that we see. So there's 2 dogs left, right? And neither one of them was like really a fit. And then in this other area, there's like this like Lex stand, which is like clear plastic for people who've never worked in a restaurant before. And there's all these little solo cups. And inside those solo cups are curly haired tarantulas. And so like, I don't know how, I don't know why they were all there, but there was probably 30 of these cups like stacked up in like these little rows. So we now have a tarantula, curly haired tarantula, whose name is Zoe, because apparently Zoe couldn't work for a girl or a boy, and we're not sure the sex of this yet because it's too young to do so. So yeah, so not only are we maybe the first family ever to go to a mega adoption event with a 9-year-old child who wants a pet so bad that
they'll come home with a spider.
Well, last week there was a ladybug in the house. I'm not even sure how that happened, but like a ladybug in the house, and like Melissa sees it, and it is now a pet. His name is Pluto, and he's living in a jar with like little slots on top and everything. It's like this. Like that's how bad like the want of pets is in the household. And we just came home with a spider.
Hey, everybody needs love.
My mom texted me. She's like, "Did you get a dog?" And I was like, "No, we got a spider." And she goes, "You got a spider?" And I can just hear the tone, right? It's one of those things like when like your mom like messages you and it's, oh, I know that sound.
Feel the tone. Yeah.
I don't even need to be there for that.
No, it's so ingrained.
Yeah. So Friday, a bunch of us in Noah Kagan's like Slack group put together a video for him because he hit a pretty big milestone on YouTube. He hit 100,000 subscribers, which is huge.
Yeah.
And so this community of people is ridiculous, right? Like everybody is just like well-intentioned and like trying to help out, and people are working on some very weird things. There's a flow coach in here, so we've had some cool conversations, and I've been networking with people in there. And so we all like created this video saying hey, congratulations for this, but like also congratulations for this because you should be way more excited about this. So Noah does a live office hours thing on Fridays on YouTube and LinkedIn and everything else, and we decided to send this to him and let him watch it on the air, and he had not seen it. It was awesome. Dude legit cried. Like legit cried, right? Because he panned the camera down a little bit, right? And he's watching this video with us. And we like the guy who made it put it all together in like 24 hours. It was insane. Dude stayed up all night. It was awesome. And like he's a video guy, so he's got that like audio tone. And he's like, in a world of lone wolf entrepreneurs, yes. and it's showing like, yeah. So like it's showing like these clips of Noah and everything. And then in like this rare like thing of like pulling down the fourth wall, it cuts to him like talking into the mic, and he goes, he's just a cool guy. But in a world, so like it was really funny, and like had good cutaways, and then had like thank yous from all of us that we had kind of like sent in, and it was awesome because dude had a legit moment like right there, and it was just really, really cool. Was blown away to be part of that, and Really,
That's
really
fun.
cool.
That's really awesome.
Yeah,
Yep.
very, very interesting.
I love seeing those. Yep.
So
good story. Because he's a cool guy, so he deserves to have moments like that too.
Absolutely right. And the other thing that's like really validating is when you do that for somebody and they have that moment of like appreciation, right? Because without that appreciation, on some level, you think that you're expecting this, right? You know what I'm saying? You're taking it for granted, and so the fact that he's not is really awesome. So
yeah, and I think it's a good example of too. Of you hear the phrase that when you give, you both win.
Yep.
Right. That's kind of like one of those hallmark moments of showing it. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
Awesome.
So I have to. I am going to go and coach Jordan and Levi here in just a moment, but why not?
Here it comes. Here it comes. Oh yeah, it is long enough for sure.
Oh yeah,
I didn't realize. Well, I see it in tumbleweed form or under the hat most of the time. Like that's pretty much the only way I see it. So this is a treat. So let me just commentate. In a world where a small mountain
in a world of man bonds. Look at it. Got it. There it is.
There it is. Look
Merry
at that,
Christmas.
Michelle. Get a good gander. Get a good look. There you go. I should have screenshotted it then. You know what? I'll go back. There's our thumbnail.
No, come on.
I already got it. Don't worry. I got it for today.
So there we go. Merry Christmas, Michelle. Merry Christmas, everyone.
To each and everyone.
So are you writing today or are you off today?
That's it. Right here. That's my day.
I think you're lagging a little bit. I can't really see what's going on.
Yeah.
Just the coffee? Man, I'm jealous.
That's it.
Very jealous.
I've got books to read and books to write and coffee to drink. So that's really where I'm at.
Hold on. So a guy in a band who I follow, it's been kind of a rough year for bands. I don't know if everybody knows that or not, but without being able to go and play shows at bars, right? Like bands have kind of been like hurting. So a guy I know in a band I follow took a job selling life insurance for New York Life. And he posted about it and I sent him a message and I was like, man, have you done this before? And he's like, no, but, and I was like, let me help. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, man, like you guys have had such a huge impact on me and my family and my daughter because of like hung out like after shows and taking pictures with my daughter. It would be awesome to like give back. So please come check out the role play groups so that we can get some reps, right? Let me put you into the course for absolutely free so that way you can start like figuring this out because I know how these companies normally train people and it's terrible. And if you're doing this to like, supplement during this rough time, like let's make sure you can actually supplement. And he was just blown away by that. So I felt really, really awesome to kind of give that back. And that was kind of the crowning moment of the day. Michelle, I'm really glad you liked it. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
That was like my reaction to the last episode of Mandalorian this season.
No, so actually Sunday night we were gonna start it over because we started it and we watched like 5 or 6 episodes and like I just thought it was done. I didn't know that it was like a series is releasing weekly. So we caught up and I was like, oh, okay, great show. Like no real great ending, but okay. And then it was a show, and then Alice decided that she doesn't really like Star Wars. So like it's one of these like weird things. Like Mel and I want to watch it, but so we started all the way over on Sunday night, and I fell asleep within like 5 minutes, and then got up and went to bed, and still overslept through everything. So it's crazy, super crazy.
Well, you got some catch up to do then.
I do. Oh, on Mandalorian, absolutely.
Yeah. So have you finished
Mandalorian?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. Like that was Sunday night. I
thought you meant you were restarting it over.
Oh no, we did restart it over. I never finished it the first time though.
That's what I meant. Okay.
I was so nervous about potentially oversleeping again today that I went to bed at 10:15 last night. Right, like Alice was still awake, and her and Melissa were hanging out doing stuff, and I said, "Okay, I'm going to bed." Like, you're going to bed? And I was like, "Yep." And they were like, "Are you tired?" And I was like, "Nope, just not going to repeat today." And they were like, "Okay, see you later."
Well, there you go. It worked.
You can improve in the future.
That's right.
You got to be coachable now, though.
All right.
Man. Well, have a great day. Tell Mama Jordan I thank you for coming on the show. Thank you to Michelle and Gabe and Levi, Mike, who's normally here, who might get to watch this later on. You guys are awesome. Thank you a lot. This is our last show this week because of the holidays. So also enjoy the holidays with your family. And we'll see everybody next week, maybe. Have we decided that yet?
No, we haven't, but I'm game, so we'll probably will.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Thank you guys very much. Jake, thanks for sending the search party. I appreciate it. And we'll see everybody next week. You guys have Merry Christmases, Happy Holidays. Go do your thing. Be safe. And we'll talk to everybody soon.
That's right. Happy holidays. See y'all later.
Cheers.